Shemai Yasharallah Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Achad Shemai Yasharallah Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Achad Shemai Yasharallah Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Achad. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our power, Yahweh is one. Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha HaKwadash, bless you Yahweh, bless you Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit, Kahalayim La, Allahayanawa, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha HaKwadash, all praises to our power, our Father, Yahweh, in the name Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honor to our teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone. Peace and blessing and salutation to the elect. Peace and blessing to the house of David, the elect, beginning with the 140 and 4,000, as well as the 1/3, and the innumerable multitude of Israelites scattered among the nations, the different men, women, and little ones, little boys and little girls, whom Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, is going to have mercy on in this time, whoever you may be. Shalom, Yasharallah, peace, Israel. This is your brother Kazak from GMS, Mississippi, former member of GMS Chicago. But I'm still with us, brothers in the spirit, back at you once again through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And what I want to get into is the ancient history of Israel, okay? Because we recently had the Passover, and this has been on my spirit. I actually meant to do this lesson during the Passover, around that time. But, at that time, the Spirit didn't want me to bring it out, So I'm bringing it out now. This is an ancient painting of Moses and the Israelites crossing the Red Sea. That's what I'm going to show in this video. All right. There's an ancient painting of Moses, which is Masha in the Hebrew. There's an ancient painting of Masha and the Israelites, Yasher Allah, crossing the Red Sea, which this proves undoubtedly that the Israelites, the ancient Israelites, were originally people of color. Okay? There's a lot of hidden history. We fell away from our heritage. We discontinued from our nationality and our way of life, and everything has been lost. But now through the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we have it back. Okay? This history has resurfaced. Everything that has been lost, we're getting it back. Getting into this, man, I pray this is going to be edifying, bro. And I'm going to show some other things too. While I'm here, might as well, right? Now, we showed recently in this school book here how Yahweh Shai and his disciples are painted in one of the catacombs in Rome. Particularly the catacomb of Saint Domathea. Okay, you have this ancient painting, this fresco of Yahweh Shai and his disciples. And as I mentioned, in that video before, because I did that video before I, did this one, the only thing wrong with this painting is that Yahweh Shai and his men, they don't have beards and they're wearing Roman togas, But when you look at the visages, when you look at the faces, the appearance of Yahweh Shai and his disciples, they're men of color. Okay. So we showed this, man. This is in a damn, middle school history book. Okay. This is in a middle school history book, man. I got this from one of my cousins, which it was took out of circulation, so he didn't steal the book, So yeah, man, we showed that. Okay. And going back further in time, there's a lot of, once again, a lot of history. And you have older paintings. Okay, this is in, one of the tombs of one of the ancient pharaohs. Okay. And it's hard for me to pronounce that particular pharaoh's name. I want to say it begins with a T. But what I'll do, I'll come back and I'll get into that history. You have the history of the Hyksos, also called the shepherd kings. They're known as Asiatics that traveled into the land of Egypt, which I speculate these are our forefathers that came into the land of Egypt, during the time of Joseph. That's what I speculate. But they were called Hyksos, and it's another way you pronounce that word. I want to say is Hekakaswat, which means rulers of foreign lands, because our forefathers, they came from the land of Canaan. They went from Canaan. They left Canaan and they went into the land of Egypt. But they were known as the Hyksos, Hekakaswat, which means rulers of foreign lands. And like I said, I'll get into this on another lesson. That's a lesson for another day. Okay. But there's history, man. There's a lot of history showing you that our forefathers really did go into the land of Egypt. Okay. These are all images of the Shemitic people, because the Hamites are Hamitic people. The so-called Africans, they're Hamitic. We're Shemitic. So you see it again, and it begins with this image here. This could possibly be Joseph. You look at, what he's wearing, how he looks. But I believe this is, this could be Joseph. Scholars speculate, but then after him, you see the so-called Hyksos, which have to be, the Israelites. Okay, our forefathers coming into the land of Egypt. Okay. A lot of hidden history. You see our forefathers, building the pyramids in ancient Egypt. Okay. So this actually happened. Okay. You can look at a lot of the history of Israel on these different wall paintings, on the hieroglyphs of the Egyptians, of Mizraim, Matazarium. It's within their history how they had us in slavery. This is taken from the tomb of Rekhmire, the visor in Thebes. Okay. Now it says dated to Thutmose the third. Israelites building the pyramids. People of color. And you see Jake, they were in an Israelite, a foreigner spirit back then. They were living like Gentiles. Certain Israelites having blonde hair. That's nothing new. blonde hair, bald heads, smooth faces with no beards. You know, Jake has been doing that for thousands of years, man. You know, another image of the Hyksos. You know. Now let's get into the lesson itself. I know, you know, it's a little bit all over the place, but it's a reason why I want to show that. Because the history of our foreparents being in the land of Egypt, entering that land, and actually being there for over 400 years, that actually took place. And it's within world history. You know? This is the main image I want to show you right here. Okay? This is our forefather, Moses, Masha. You know, this is him right here, and this is also him. So this is basically ancient world animation, because it's showing Moses doing two different things. You know? And I'm going to get into that. All right? Which icons are spiritual? Okay, I first got this icon and I put it in my Bible. And this is around the time that I first came into the truth. Okay? I have that same icon right here. And there's an actual book that's called The History of Ancient Israel. The book is by Michael Grant. You know, you can look the book up for yourself. You know, the author is Michael Grant, and the book is entitled The History of Ancient Israel. And you see this exact same, you know, icon. You know, this exact same painting of Moses and the Israelites coming out of the land of Egypt, you know, crossing the Red Sea, crossing the Red Sea. You know, and for a lot of us, when we first came to this truth, we were obsessed with the different icons, you know. Matter of fact, I have icons all throughout this Bible. You know, I pretty much called myself making my own 1611 because at the time I didn't have one. So what I did, I glued and taped a 1611. I made my own 1611. You know, I glued and taped the Apocrypha to the you know, regular King James Bible. You know, so I made my own 1611. I improvised, you know. But, you know, I put a lot of Russian icons in this Bible. Okay. I'm just, you know, doing this real quick to show you how icons, you know, they really talk to you. You know, like I said, you know, when we first came to this truth, a lot of us were obsessed with the different images, man, because you find out that we're the people of this book. You know, you come to find out that we're the people of this book, man. So it matters, you know, the images do matter. Okay. See if I have another one. Okay, I have a few more. You know, this is the life of John the Baptist right here. Right, the Apostle Andrew. You know, and yeah, man. You know, just different icons. Okay. You know, the angels. You know, men of color. So yeah, pictures, they speak to you. You know, we think in pictures. That's why it's so important to show these images, because you're undoing all the years of us being brainwashed into thinking that the Israelites were Edomites. You know, the enemy conditioned our people to think that the people of the Bible, you know, look like the enemy. When it's not true. That's not the case, man. You know? So we showed the image in black and white. You know, I showed it in my Bible, you know. But to me, it's better to show the image in color, you know, because you can only see so much in black and white. So we looking at it in color. This is Moses. You know, these are both Moses, but you're seeing he's doing something. You know, he's opening the Red Sea. You know, really, you know, him being used by Yahweh because these represent the hands of God, the hands of Yahweh, but he's working through Moses, to part the Red Sea. You see the Egyptians drowning over here, and you see, Israel on this side coming out of Egypt by their armies, harnessed, with armor and shields. These are the 12 elders, but it represents the 12 tribes. Okay. And this was taken from Wikipedia. Like I said, we're going to get into the information itself. So what do you see right here? You can look this up for yourself on Wikipedia. It says Jews cross Red Sea pursued by Pharaoh. Fresco from Dura, Europos Synagogue. And this predates the Renaissance, This goes back over 1,000 years, before the Renaissance. Okay. 244 AD to 256 AD is when this was created, And there's a lot of great icons in this synagogue, Dura Europos. And that synagogue is in Syria, And Syria is very close to the land of Israel. So this is what the original Israelites looked like. Okay. All right. Now we have this page here, different source of information. Okay. And you can look this all up for yourself. Take it from Dura Europos. It says Moses. So these are both Moses, but it's like an ancient world animation. Now it says Moses, when he went up from Egypt and split the sea, Dura Europos Synagogue. That's where you can find this. Okay. All right. And it tells you that this was created during the Greco-Roman period. Now it says significantly, Moses, when he went up from Egypt and split the sea, parallels what it says Jewish Aramaic biblical paraphrases. Targumum from both Babylonia and Palestine of roughly the same period. And so is confluent with that literary tradition. Okay. Let's see what else we can find here. So like I said, I pretty much printed this out from different sources to show you that it's not made up, Give me a second, Bible Shah. Okay, yeah, and this is the synagogue right here that you can find this painting, Dura Europos Synagogue. Okay. And it tells you the same information that we already reviewed, dating back to 244. It says CE, which means common era, but we going to say AD, All right. Another source of information. Okay. And Lord will, you can see this clearly. I have a prayer right behind this page, I have a prayer right here. But Lord will, you can see the information. Okay. And when you go to this synagogue, Dura Europos, you can find all types of paintings. And Lord will, I'll go back into that. I've went into it before, but Lord will, I'll do it again. But you see Moses and the Israelites up here, the Egyptians drowning over here. And underneath, this represents our temple that was built. It tells you the same thing right here. Upper panel, the sons of Israel crossing the Red Sea. Below, the temple, the temple that we had built. All right. Now let's read a little bit about this painting. Let's go back to the painting. Okay. Just to give you a broader explanation of what you see right here. iconographic elements and Jewish identity. This section is dedicated to an analysis of iconographic elements in the paintings in order to identify Greco-Roman influences and to understand the relation between the Jews and their environment in Dura, Europos. And it specifies particular paintings. Okay, they mention, paintings from certain scenes in the book of Ezekiel, certain scenes in the book of Esther, certain scenes in First Samuel dealing with the Philistines. Okay, etc. Your Second Samuel dealing with the Philistines. They show you Aaron, as a high priest. You can find all these different paintings at Dura Europos. Like I said, I'll come back and do another video on that. If the Lord will, I'll do it sooner than later. Okay, let's jump down to the second paragraph. All right. Yeah, man. And I tell you what, let me see. Yeah, we'll start the second paragraph. Now it says, here in the story of the parting of the sea, a first hand of God points to the drowning of the Egyptians. Now, let's talk about this hand right here. It's pointing to the Egyptians drowning. Okay. Drowning of the Egyptians in the sea, while Moses, standing on the side, extends the staff over the water, realizing the miracle. So this is Moses right here, basically parting the sea, and the Egyptians drowning on his side. Okay, and it says, in the second scene, Moses is standing while the Jews and the 12 elders representing the 12 tribes are crossing the Red Sea. Right. So that's what you see right here. Moses standing and the 12 elders of Israel, representing the 12 tribes. So these are two different scenes, but they're put together. Once again, this is ancient world animation, basically. Okay. In the second scene, Moses is standing while the Jews, meaning Israelites, and the 12 elders representing the 12 tribes are crossing the Red Sea. From above, the second hand reaches toward the Israelites. It says Jews, I'm going to say Israelites. Okay, and this that second hand right here. Basically pointing to Israel. Now it says, indicating here to the realization of a wonder. The two hands, a left and a right one, are reaching down, giving the impression of a wide embracing gesture. This iconographic expression seems to be literally connected with Deuteronomy 26:8, where it's mentioned. Now they say Hashem. That's what Amalek say. We gonna say the name. The name is Yahweh. Yahweh, and his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, we don't say Hashem. We gonna say the name. Hashem just means the name. Like you see Ba Hashem right here. Ba Hashem means in the name. The name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, so we gonna say Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and with an outstretched arm. So Yahweh brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and with an outstretched arm. Because Yahweh's mighty hand and stretched out arm, outstretched arm is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh used Yahweh Shai via that pillar of cloud by day and pillar of fire by night to guide us out of ancient Egypt, through the Red Sea, particularly through the Gulf of Suez. Yahweh Shai was above us in that cloud. Okay. But you see the point right here. This is an ancient icon, an ancient image or images of the Israelites. This is Moses, You know, he's doing a miracle on this side, you know, parting the Red Sea. And you see him standing right here, you know, showing him as a leader of our people. And these are the 12 elders of Israel, which represent the 12 tribes. But this is all done by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you know. These represent the hands of the Lord, man. You know, and our enemies are drowned on this side. So I pray this is edifying. To me, this is far out because this shows you ancient world animation. It's like you have Moses moving in the picture. You know, these both represent Moses. Okay. Hey, you know, images represent power, man. Like this is power, you know. And the Lord is going to do great wonders for us in this time too. And I tell you what, I'm going to close out with one of my favorite scriptures, okay? Since we dealing with the topic of icons, get one of my favorite scriptures. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 85 and verse 11. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. So all these different paintings resurfacing, these paintings that predate the Renaissance, need I remind you, you know, these paintings predate the Renaissance. They came before all that damn cracker art, you know, Edomite art, you know, them painting over our images. These images were before the Renaissance, man. So truth is springing out the earth. It's resurfacing. All this dark art, you couldn't get rid of it, cracker. You know, it all came back, man. And this proves that we're the Israelites the Bible speaks of. Not you little hat, big nose people with them fucking Abraham Lincoln hats and yarmulkes on and spit curls, you know. We're the people of the book, man. Psalm 85 and 11. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. Yeah, because it's truth being broadcasted by way of the internet, by way of those satellites, you know. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see it all together. Right, you know. Lord has his men out here prophesying, you know what I'm saying? But everything is coming out, bro. Everything's being revealed. You know? Hey, what's that? It's in the book of the prophet Isaiah, and it's also in Habakkuk, the second chapter. You know, the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. That's right, man. So with that, I'm going to give all praise to our power, our Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops, Great Millstone, who still well. Peace and blessing and salutations to the elect. Peace and blessing to the house of David the elect. Shalom.